One of the reasons 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and don't have any savings is because we're taught to live above our means. We're taught to keep up with the Joneses. For instance, in this video, you're gonna hear people talk about how some people don't even have $5,000 in their savings, yet they're buying these expensive cars like a BMW and living in these high-rise apartments when clearly they cannot afford these things and they need to save up money. But that's not what they're doing, and it's really hurting their financial well-being. Keep watching.
There are really people that drive nice cars, have nice things, designer clothes, but they have no savings, or they live in a shitty apartment and have no savings. You need to reorder your priorities. If you do that, you will never be wealthy. One of the most important parts of being financially stable and building wealth is living below your means.
Let's talk about people that live above their means, like the ones that get fast food all the time or buy coffee every morning, or have 3 million subscriptions. And then they're complaining, oh, I can't go here, I can't do this, I don't have any money. Literally, there's so many Americans that live above their means. They think they can have a nicer car, a nicer house, all these things, and they're just living in debt, and I don't get it. And yeah, it's hard to live below your means, but it is so beneficial. There was about 6 months that I didn't spend money on anything aside from gas and minimal food that I went to the grocery store to get. I would pack my lunches, wouldn't allow myself to buy any extra clothes. Most likely, everything that you have currently, you can live well with for a couple months to save money. And the little money that people are spending adds up so much. So next time you're complaining about not having money, maybe look back on your credit or debit card and see how much little tiny things that you've bought. Add that all up, and it's probably quite a lot more money than you realize it is.
So nobody has regular apartments anymore. Everybody's got the high-rise, long windows, natural light, patio, countertops, the bar stools. Even if you don't have it, everybody's wanting that now. The amount of people who are ashamed of live in lower priced apartment complex because they feel they wouldn't fit in with the people who are paying $1,500 plus a month to live in a 1-bedroom apartment is crazy. Keeping up with the Joneses is gonna have a lot of people broke for a long time. That's why people can't afford nothing. You got blessed and was able to live in an apartment complex in a neighborhood that offered you $800 rent a month. Would you live there? Would you confidently be able to live there and not be concerned about how people will judge you, about how people will try to test and judge your pockets? Would you be able to confidently live in lower price apartment complexes and neighborhoods without feeling shame because you feel like people would judge your pockets based on the type of style of apartment or home you live in?
A lot of people will put themselves in their own struggles because they try to live above their means. Why are you trying to get a BMW and you don't have 10,000 in savings? You don't have any money invested. You don't have any cushion for yourself. You're working that job just to pay off that car. Why are you buying designer clothes? Why are you buying designer clothes? Why are you buying designer shoes? Why are you doing that? You're just trying to live above your means to what? To appeal to other people's eyes, to get some type of status, fake status, because you're struggling to maintain it. Why are you trying to, you get what I'm saying? And there's rich, if you notice, most rich people, they wear chill stuff. They don't wear all that fancy stuff to try to look all cool and be nice. You can dress with class in an inexpensive way. It's okay to have nice jewelry and nice things like that because that's an investment, and you can resell those things. But bro, stop trying to live.
Y'all have to stop being so fooled by the internet, because a lot of these people look like they have it together because they have designer bags, designer shoes, driving a nice car. They look like they have it together. They looking rich, but they not really having it. And that's what I had to learn for myself. I've had a Range Rover, I've had 2 Benz, I've had BMWs, I've had Audis. When I had all those cars, my money management was horrible, okay? Now, fast forward to I have a 2024 car, but let's just say the average people these days are looking like they have it, but they not actually having it because they're trying to impress. Don't be that person. get money and manage your money. Money management is the most important thing. Manage your money and stop trying to impress the internet, okay? Because these people ain't.
One tip that I learned from the people in my life who are the best with their money is to pretend that you don't have it. The key to having money is to live like you're broke. And I don't mean be a complete cheapskate and never allow yourself anything and never go on vacation, but it's once you enter that next level, that next promotion, whatever, don't all of a sudden break your lease, get a brand new apartment, get a new car, do all of these things, because you're going to be in the same rat race that you were before. Your bank account is going to stay the same because now your expenses are higher. So it's like, yes, you might be like up leveling your life in certain aspects, but you're actually still going to be in the same position. My husband is one of those people where like he has money, but he doesn't spend it in a way that's like performative, or he's not flexing, and he's always saying like, unless I can afford it 4 times over and then some, we don't need it. So while yes, he's not like a cheapskate by any means, he's actually very generous. He's just very frugal and genuinely thinks about his purchases, researches, makes informed decisions. On the back end is investing and doing all these things and making sure that his ducks are in a row before he starts making like crazy purchases. Even like when he got a new job, he wasn't like, okay, time to get a new house, time to do this, like we got more money, you know? Like our level of living didn't change drastically just because maybe we have more money now. We're kind of living the same, but you're just setting yourself up for even better in the future.
How you make $40,000 a year, but you drive a Hellcat? How you out every weekend buying drinks, but your credit card's maxed out? How can you afford to go on vacation when you ain't paid your car note in 2 months? Baby, your car about to go on a permanent vacation to the repo lot. We can't be having a lobster appetite on a ramen noodle budget. It ain't gonna work. I got the newest and freshest outfit down to the socks, and I ain't got no money in my checking account. What sense does that make? And I know because I've done it before, you know, trying to live above your means and impress people, and it just ain't it. I'd rather have people care about the content of my character first. It just ain't worth it to be fronting all the time and pretending. The truth gonna come to the light eventually. Do not spend all your money trying to impress people. They don't care that much anyways. The only person you should be trying to impress is yourself every day. So just remember, this weekend, drinks are not on you. Get somebody else to do it.
Save your money. Save your goddamn money. Hee hee.
This might be a hot take, but sometimes the best thing for your finances is living outside your means. Back in 2021, my husband and I got approved for this house for rent. And at the time, it just seemed like so expensive. The house was 4,200 square feet. It was the type of house that whenever you walk in, people would look around and say, wow, what do you do for work? I mean, this house was absolutely gorgeous. When we first saw the price, we were like, how are we going to afford it? And at the time, it was like $37.50 a month. Now, I mean, we pay more for that for a mortgage, but I mean, at the time, it seemed like all the money in the world. And we just thought to ourselves, how are we going to afford this? We're already entrepreneurs, so the sky is the limit whenever it comes to how much we can make. So we didn't have traditional jobs. So we knew that we could make more money, but our backs were against the wall. You'll be amazed by what you realize you're capable of when your back is against the wall. Sometimes you got to be a small fish in a big pond in order to grow. Sometimes you got to live outside your means in order to expand your finances. And at that point, that was the best year we had had up until that point, and we keep having a better year every single year. Like, this was our best year to date in 2025, and we own our house now. We pay even more than that. The point is, if you're always playing it safe, you'll never know what you're capable of, and you'll never know what God is capable of.
Hey, Jessica, it's Jordan. Yeah, Michelle just called. She said that you two have an appointment to see the home today, and because of the price point being $900,000, they're really wanting a pre-approval, or they'll take a pre-qualification letter to show it, but I need to finish your loan application. Okay, let's start here. Income-wise, what is it that you receive over there? 9 or 90? $9 an hour. Okay. What about your wife? Does she $11 an hour? Okay. This this is going to be a little bit of an issue. So the thing is, with those two incomes, it's going to be less than what the mortgage is every month. So we're going to have to look at a lower price point. Yet they're not going to let me give you a loan for a mortgage where you don't make as much to cover the mortgage payment every month, let alone the 3 cars you two have. Yeah. I know it doesn't make sense. Okay. Will you call your bank and let them give you a loan. I'm sorry, I just can't. They won't let me. They won't let me give you a loan. Okay. I'll let her know. Thanks.
It's time someone tells you the truth, which is basically that sometimes you have to live above your means to get to the place that you want to be. And this is not about overconsumption. This is not about buying designer bags. But when I was 21, I graduated university and I moved downtown Toronto at a time that I absolutely could not afford to be living there. I did not want to compromise on not living out my dream to live in the city in my 20s and work in corporate finance. So I got a basement apartment with pretty much one window, and I lived there for 3 to 4 months while I started my job, and I was able to save up to be able to move to a nicer place with my best friend when she moved to the city. I wasn't really going out to eat. I was budgeting every spare moment I had from this job, and I was also working my butt off to get a promotion as soon as I could to get my base salary up. We ended up finding the most iconic apartment, which is where I had a direct view of the CN Tower and started eventually making TikToks, but it was something that I was hardly able to afford at the time and really had no savings because I was living out this dream. I was in walking distance to my office on Bay Street, but I felt like it was for the plot. I needed to do it to be able to work there and have a good quality of life. I started making these cute little morning routine montage videos at a time where TikTok was primarily dancing videos and comedy, so there was no money in it. I did not know that that was even possible at the time. Obviously, eventually I start making a little bit of money from it, and I'm starting to gain more of a following on TikTok, but I'm getting absolutely bullied at work. So I decided to get a different job so that I would be able to do more in social media at the same time as finally having a stable income. I burned myself out so bad, and I ended up quitting that job and just doing social media. My dad told me I had 2 weeks to get my shit together and get a real job.
As a serious woman who once had a deeply unserious era, if there's one thing I really wish I did back then, it would just be to keep my white refrigerator a little bit longer. About a year ago, I made the biggest deal out of the fact that I was finally getting my big girl apartment because I had done the roommates, I had done the studio spaces, and I wanted a space that truly felt like properly mine. But the budget and my vision, they were not quite adding up. I just felt like I deserved a really nice space, a modern apartment, high rise, all of the things. And because my mind was made up that I was going to get this aesthetic, especially because I was up and coming on TikTok, I ended up getting an apartment that was out of my budget. I made it through the lease because I sacrificed multiple dinners out and multiple trips I wanted to go on, but when I tell you I was so ready to leave and it wasn't even that cute anymore because it was costing me so much money. Now that I left, I live with a roommate now, and guess what? We are back to our humble white refrigerator. But it's the best decision I ever made because I actually have money for the things that truly matter to me, not just an aesthetic. Like, I used to be transferring from savings to checking, and it wouldn't be for anything fun. Just to live? Absolutely not. So let me be your lesson. Just because you can afford something on paper does not mean you should get it, especially if it's just for an aesthetic. You are much better off saving that money for something that truly matters to you, because the food in my fridge now is still cold.
A lot of people don't understand that living outside of your means includes grocery shopping as well. If you're struggling with your income, and you are not in a food desert, you are somewhere where places that are affordable are easily accessible, and you are shopping at Publix, Wegmans, Trader Joe's, you are living above your means when it comes to grocery shopping. It is an unfortunate truth that if you are struggling in this country, You might not get to eat everything that you want all the time. You should not be surprised when you go to Wegmans or Publix and your groceries for one single person total out to like $300. If you are able to shop at affordable stores, you should. It might not be the big brands that you want, but it's more affordable. Where I grew up in an area that had really one primary grocery store for a long time. Any other grocery stores were 45 minutes to an hour away from us. And that grocery store was a Food Lion. And let me tell you about Food Lion. If you go to a Food Lion and you go to the front and you print out that little booklet that they have with all of the coupons and the sales, and you shop from the sales and build your meals around what's on sale, you will save a lot of money. Is it the TikTok recipe that you save that you want to try? No. But you're not going to starve this week. You're not going to be hungry. Are you going to be able to budget for food and eat a bunch of processed stuff? Probably not. Are you going to be able to drink a bunch of juices and sodas and stuff like that? Probably not. Use your freezer. Buy in-season produce, vacuum seal it, and freeze it. My grandma used to freeze bread. Just get creative in your kitchen. Make new recipes. Make stuff that's kind of basic. Honestly, when I was living on my own and I was really struggling, I would eat rice and beans for dinner. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but like rice and bean soup was very, very good, filling and affordable, and the leftovers last me a long time. It's not a ribeye steak, but I wasn't hungry.
Let me put you guys on some game. This might not work for you, so test out at your own risk. But sometimes in life you have to put yourself in situations where you have no choice but to think about how you're going to come up with that money again. And what do I mean by that? Just spend the money and then think about it later. That works for some people, it doesn't work for others. I have recently started doing that, and alongside the obviously budgeting and having all my main stuff paid off, I've been really playing with fire and just spending all my money. I have $40 to my name and I still find a way to make more money because I have responsibilities outside of, and I have commitments that I've committed to. So obviously I'm going to find a way to make the money. And since I've done that, I have been able to make an additional, it varies each month. It depends on how hungry I am. But I can make an additional $2,000 a month if I really need to. And that's outside of my 9 to 5. Because when you put yourself in a position where you have no choice but to fight it, or like to come up with the money, you have to come up with it. You have to. What, you're gonna let your bills go unpaid? You're gonna get those notices? No, you're gonna get up and get some ideas on how to get to the next thing. You have to.
So here's some signs that you could be living above your means, even if you don't realize it. So first of all, if someone comes to you and tells you something that they're doing to be more financially responsible, and your first response is to mock them or to tell them to loosen the purse strings or to tell them that it's not that deep, there's a good chance that you're living above your means. Because if you were living within your means, you would see what they're trying to do as a good thing, and you would 100% support them. Number two, you don't have any type of spending plan in place. And some people have this idea that once your income hits a certain point that you don't have to budget anymore, you're good. I absolutely 100% disagree with that. And I feel that that type of thinking kind of explains why someone can make really good money and be in a very good place financially, but still live paycheck to paycheck. And the third sign that you're probably living above your means, and this is kind of a dead giveaway, is that if you watch videos about living above your means and about overconsumption and about overspending and being smart with your money, if your response is, mind your business, why do you care? Why are we pocket watching? Yeah, you're living above your means.
Yo, so y'all been seeing them videos of people that's doing shit like, selling a car. I got rid of my $900 car payment car so I could get a cash car, a 2003 Tahoe, and I don't have to pay a car note anymore. I love my 2006 Lexus that I have now because I don't have a car note. I got out, I'm moving out of my high-rise apartment downtown and I'm moving into a regular apartment with a white fridge. And like they trying to like make this trend of like downsize and like get some kind of trend, but let's like no nigga. A lot of y'all are just going back to where y'all supposed to be at. Just saying. instead of just saying like, yeah, I was living above my means. I was trying to flex. I was doing shit I wasn't supposed to be doing. Y'all trying to make it like trendy or like this kind of new, this coin a new term for y'all was living above y'all means. Like that's one thing about this economy right now. It's resetting this shit and putting a lot of people back to where they supposed to be. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that to sound elitist. I'm just saying like a lot of folks was out here living way above their means with all that in the imaginary money in their pockets from them stimmy checks and all that type of shit. A lot of people was doing shit they ain't had no business doing, living how they wasn't supposed to be living. Yeah, I'm meal prepping. Nigga, you eating leftovers because your ass can't afford the DoorDash and go out to eat every fucking week, every damn day for every damn meal like you was doing. Them credit cards and shit maxed out. You got folks out here trying to like make couponing trendy and shit. Like, bro, that's the type of shit that y'all was supposed to be doing to begin with. A lot of people skip that being broke stage. You know what I'm saying? But this reset of the economy that's happening right now, the struggle, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of us went through in 2008, that recession. So a lot of y'all hitting that right now. And y'all gonna feel it. So some of us already been, we used to buying store brand bag cereal, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. A lot of y'all new motherfuckers, yeah, y'all new here. Cause just this time last year, y'all was literally arguing with folks like myself about going to Cheesecake Factory. Y'all was too good for that. Now y'all over at Applebee's talking about y'all need the 2 for $20. I'm just saying, don't get mad at me. I can pull the footage. Y'all was too good for this regular shit. Now the economy is forcing y'all to do this shit. Come on now, don't make it trendy now. Trying to coin some cute little term for this shit. Like, nah, motherfucker, you was living above your means. Now you gotta go be on a budget and shit. This what a lot of y'all supposed to been. You wasn't supposed to be in that brand new car. Your ass supposed to be up in that cash car. Wasn't supposed to be in that luxury apartment. You supposed to be in that regular apartment with that white fridge and them white appliances. You don't get no dishwasher.
After finishing this video, I definitely agree with what everyone said in this video. I think one of the key issues in this country, along with the high cost of living, is that people really don't have any financial literacy or financial sense. And I think it's being done on purpose because it's to keep people poor and keep people consuming and consuming, even though what people should really do, especially when they don't have any money, is to conserve money, is to save, to invest that money. But that's not what people are taught, and that's not what people do in real life. You constantly hear people complaining about not having any money, yet they're splurging on stuff that they don't even need. You have people like what mentioned in this video, thinking about buying a BMW, even though they don't even have $10,000 in savings, and they're just taking out all these car loans, all this debt, and buying expensive things when they really can't afford them, but just to keep up the appearance that they're rich and to so to speak keep up with the Joneses. And that's not really the way you want to approach things if you want to live a good life financially. That's not really a good financial idea, what these people are doing. So yeah, I don't know, I definitely agree with what people said in this video. That's part of the reason why so many people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck, and why people are broke is because people just spend whenever they want, and people don't really save, and they don't consider like saving money and things.